Oh my god, that guy's got a Mr. Floppy shirt. He's either got erectile dysfunction or he's super cool, has watched Human Traffic, loves John Sim, and has cool style. And I think there's one clear answer to that.
Yeah,
and I think
that you have erectile dysfunction. It's that your mister is floppy. What's wrong with your jaw?
it's clicky.
That's gross. It looks quiet, huh?
I don't know.
Jesus. Never mind, we're working good. Hi.
Hello.
We're GRZLY. Welcome to Paws.
Press.
I'm Ted.
Pause. I'm Kai.
And today we're going to be talking about...
Human Traffic. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I said
What?
last time that I was going to do a paragraph, like a little sentence about the movie. I didn't do that, did I? No, I didn't do that. I can tell you. It came out in 1999.
Human Traffic came out in 1999.
Yes.
Is it... I don't think it's set in 1999.
I'm not sure.
I assumed it was older than that.
No, well, there was like, oh, do you remember when? And, like, so thinking about the past, and it went back to 1991.
But
So
she
I
said,
think-
welcome to the 90s.
I think it's set somewhere around the 90s.
Yeah,
But
but
1991, it's after 1901.
But I think it's probably before 1999.
Probably.
But I don't know. You never know.
I don't.
We could know if we googled it, but
Should I Google it?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
When
This is a movie
was-
I've watched before.
Human Traffic.
Okay.
Set.
I was gonna try and say something while he googled it. But
Sorry.
I can't because he decided to speak.
Go
while he googled-
ahead.
I've watched this film before, like another one of them, but Kai has not.
As per usual.
And I really like this movie. I've only watched once before, so it's not the same as some of the movies we've watched where I watched
Shit.
them a billion times.
Next is Seven, and you haven't watched
I've
that,
never
and
watched
that.
Seven, and Kai has watched Seven, so that'll be a nice change. Yay!
It doesn't. It just
doesn't
says
say.
the 90s.
It's okay. It's set in the 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
I assumed it was the 90s, but that meant before 99. I also thought it was older in general.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't get that vibe.
Older than 1999
Yeah.
from the camera quality alone.
I thought it was around that time.
I thought probably like I thought it was older than 90s, but when she said 90s, I assumed it was like 95
Yeah.
probably.
Pretty set then.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess the vibe was very 90s, but this is the thing, right? Is that there's such a range in quality of film that is made in the 90s
Yeah.
because you get movies that are the most pixelated thing, and then you get like movies that are completely
3 years
clear.
after Trainspotting.
Well, they
Sorry.
do reference Trainspotting.
They do. I
So
love
it,
Trainspotting.
so it must have been set when it was made.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, because they say then we watch Trainspotting,
Yeah.
and Trainspotting
That's my
came out
6.
3 years
Pretty much same time, yeah.
at least
Somewhere around.
within a 3-year range.
Yeah.
Unless it was set in the future.
Oof.
But she said it's the 90s, so it can't be set in the future. I also don't get that vibe from it.
No, neither.
I think it's just that it feels like nostalgic,
Yeah.
you know?
Even though
It feels like the
the
vibe.
90s is not our nostalgia, but you
No,
know.
not nostalgic to me.
Yeah, but as in like as a vibe, yeah.
Just like nostalgic to someone.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was.
yeah.
It feels like it was made with the intention to be nostalgic to someone. Anyway, you want to talk about characters?
Okay, characters. John Sim. I love that man.
I know you do.
Oh, I love him so much. Purely from him and Doctor Who, but
And I don't really care that much.
you're wrong. He's amazing, and his character was great.
Yeah, I liked Jip.
Jip. He was funny, and his whole like narration type thing was really interesting. Very Trainspotting, actually.
I haven't watched Trainspotting, I'm afraid, but
Very Trainspotting.
I believe it.
I
And
think.
that's what counts.
Yeah.
I'll say Moth.
Yeah.
Moth is like, right, he's a dick, but he's a harmless dick.
Yeah.
In the he's lovable.
Yeah.
Like the scene where he's like, well, yeah, I'm looking at your girlfriend's butt, but like, I look at all the girls' butts, which obviously is bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the way he's. And then when Coop's like mad, and he's like, how do you not see that that's not okay?
Yeah.
And Muff just goes, because I know you'll do the same. And it's like he's
Yeah.
you know like he's like he's right.
Yeah.
Like he's a dick, but he's right and he's harmless.
Yeah, to be fair, other than that, he like keeps himself enough.
Yeah, he's just like, you know, like the whole time, he's the only one who ever like tells Jip like go on, when everyone else is like,
you got it.
Everyone else is like, Jip, that's a bad idea, and he's like, go on, and he's like bigging him up to go to the bathroom at one point. Like he's just everyone's friend.
It's like a lovable idiot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
do
like
love him.
that.
He's great.
I like his bedroom wall. It's like bright yellow, but it's covered in posters.
Oh yeah.
I like Moff a lot.
Yeah, I really like Coop.
That's real.
He's amazing. I didn't necessarily like when it was first. I was like, Jip's gonna be my favorite because it's John Sim. I love John Sim, but Coop's my favorite.
Coop is better than Jip.
By far.
I like Jip. He doesn't have the most strong of a character.
No.
In the movie, like his character's kind of like generally quite nice. Has a group of friends. Does a lot of drugs and is paranoid. Has
is like
problems with his pee-pee.
A really big plot point. It's seeming.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
Well, yeah. Most of the plot point is just
about
all these people are paranoid.
Yeah.
But I just think like
and
I think they developed that better with Coop than Jip, in some ways. Wait, his jealousy.
I mean, I forgot about his jealousy though.
Really?
I forgot about it until they brought it up again.
Well, because you're supposed to, and then all of a sudden it's like, look, see, it's actually a big problem. Because I think it's supposed to be like, look, see, Coop, lovable Coop. We heard, like, we told you about his jealousy, but you've forgotten because Coop's lovable. But look,
Yeah.
That's because he wasn't.
I was
on drugs yet.
Yeah, I was more focused. Like I remember
about Jip's pee-pee issues.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's more focused on Jip's pee-pee is the issue, but I think.
But no, I get what you're saying.
I just think in some ways Coop is a more rounded character.
Yeah,
he has hobbies.
Did they talk
Does
about
Jip
the
have
paranoia
hobbies?
of the girls?
We kind of got it only really brief. This is another movie where the girls are just accessories to the men, and I think they tried to give the girls like more of a personality. They really did, and I appreciate that. You know, and we got a lot of scenes of just the two of them together, but most of the scenes of the two of them together, it's like, what's that test called? I can't remember what it's called.
I don't remember.
That one.
That one.
Like, I think it would. They might have had one conversation that wasn't about the boys. Bechtel. I don't fucking know.
That
but
one.
I think they may pass it because I think they had a single conversation when they were outside that didn't involve talking about the boy characters.
Yes.
But only one.
Yeah. Not many. Not enough many. For like. Sorry.
Would we pass? No. First of all, there's no women. There's no women, and we usually are talking about men.
I'm always
we don't talk about I'm literally a lesbian.
But
and yet here I am. I'm always talking about men. This is the thing, right?
What have we watched so far?
I appreciate the attractiveness of Jip, I suppose, not as much as you. But I do think Lou's really hot.
Yeah,
Lou. I think they tried to give Lou character.
Yeah.
You know, at the beginning when she's introducing herself, though, she's like, "I'm the independent woman, and like I don't need a man."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, and you're like, "Oh wow, she seems like a good, well-made character." And then,
yeah,
I don't know. I think there's some parts where she is a really strong character. But
I mean, I think
the whole friendship group have the same personality.
It's hard to say about
issue.
This point, but I like what they did for character reasons. I like for Jip that she was really comforting to him and made him feel better about his paranoia, and that was something that she could do. But again, that is just her being used as a thing to help him out, not as a character herself.
I think like when they're on the phone in one of the earlier scenes, that's when we get the most like personality from her when having a conversation with him.
Yeah.
I think she has the personality of just like she's level-headed.
Yeah.
And kind, and while he's like all over the place and anxious and spewing out random nonsense, she's kind of like, no, just take a second.
You're good.
Think logically with your mind.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
And Nina again.
To be fair, they say at the beginning loads of stuff about Nina, about how she's like the smartest of all of them and stuff like that, but they don't explore that at all.
No.
Well, I think like when Nina and Lou were outside, they're like talking about how they want to get to a planet far away.
Yeah.
Where like I mean, obviously, what they mean really is like their life problems are solved, but they're like, whether drugs are free and every shag guarantees an orgasm. But what they mean is like, where things are better than they are here.
That's
so
true.
we do get like some insight to like how they feel.
Yeah, I guess. That makes sense.
And I think also a big thing with Nina is just like the fact that she is a really kind, talkative, like touchy-feely person.
Yeah.
And how it affects her that Coop is so jealous.
Oh, that's true.
We did get a view of her being like, I'm not going to have this conversation with you again because I do reassure you all the time.
Yeah.
That I care about you. Yeah.
And that she's not doing anything with anyone and stuff.
I like a lot of things about Coop's character. I like that he's a DJ. It makes me want a DJ board. Thing is, that's not a DJ board.
No, I know, but it's kind of something that could be used as... Okay, no.
You gave up that point real fast. I want one where you go spinny, spinny. Wicka-cha, and then you go whoop, whoop.
Oh yeah, with the like the dials.
Just like that.
That'd be so cool. Actually, if you could do that for me, that'd be great.
Dude, what do you mean do that for
As
you?
in, I'll sit on the bed on my phone and you'll just go...
Yeah, and you'll be on your phone and you go, nice, great. Like you do to everything.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I'd be enjoying it.
I am watching.
I
am.
Ted, I am most often watching when you shower at me.
You don't even believe that yourself.
I do.
You don't even believe that yourself.
Today I was. You were looking at me.
Most of the time, and today aren't the same thing, first of all.
Okay, but you were yelling at me a lot today about it, and I was watching.
You started yelling at me too when we were watching Human Traffic.
Because we're doing a thing on this.
And I was watching.
You're on your phone watching reels.
Yes, but okay, you know what? You can be stubborn about this all you want, but one of the two of us will completely miss out an entire chunk of plot if they look away for even a second, and one of us don't.
Okay, but you also watching reels.
I was not watching reels.
I saw on your phone.
It wasn't a reel.
It wasn't real.
It was a post, first of all. Second of all, it was for literally a single second, and then I went back on, and I didn't miss a single thing, and I've watched the movie before.
Still. When we're watching a movie for this, I'm always paying attention. 100%.
That is definitely not true.
It is true.
Anyway,
I do not go off my phone. I do not go off the notes app.
Sure, you want to talk about DJ board?
Just because you know I'm right. When it's for this,
I want to talk about the DJ board. Anyway, but the thing is, I think, like, don't get me wrong, I understand that people think DJs, that's like, it's not a good job.
Why? That's so cool.
Because, like, you have to be a really successful DJ.
What would your DJ name be?
My DJ name? Does it have to start with DJ?
Yeah.
DJ.
This is harder than I thought.
DJ Big Bear.
That's real.
I'm DJ Big Bear.
What did you say my DJ name would be yesterday?
That was your rapper name, but it can be a DJ name too. It was
Mr. Child.
DJ Mr. Child, but then we changed it to something Wrinkly Child.
Wrinkly Child.
DJ Wrinkly Child. I like Big Bear better, I gotta say. No, what was the thing I put for one of the questions? Because that could be mine. It was like booty.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was Booty Sexy Beast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm DJ Booty Sexy Beast.
That's wordy.
And okay. What about DJ Wrinkly Child? There's no flow to, that's not a nice
flow.
flow.
I didn't pick it. You said
I could change it. DJ Booty Devil.
Oh, wow.
Beast. I need the Beast.
Booty Beast.
Booty Bear.
Booty Bear.
DJ Booty Bear. That's my DJ name.
Lovely.
I'm bumping that, and I don't mean drugs.
Like they're bumping in the film.
They are. That's true.
Yeah.
Well.
Anyway, other characters. Actually, that is all the characters I care about.
I like Coop's fruity grin.
I love Coop's dancing.
I also put that in.
His multiple moments of dancing are fabulous, and I wish I had such moves that he does, but I don't. I can't dance for shit.
No, you can't dance for shit. No. You could ballet.
I can't ballet. Not
you
anymore.
did in the past. You probably could again.
No, and that is not the sort of dancing I want to do at a
What
club.
sort of dancing do you want to do?
Cool dancing. That
what would
makes
you call
people
cool dancing?
makes all the ladies and gents and people come my way.
What dancing would that be?
I don't know. Cool dancing.
Okay, well, you know what? Yeah, but Coop doesn't he just aggressively bobs his head around.
No.
You could do that.
He was doing arm stuff as well.
You could do that.
I can't.
You can do arm stuff.
I could try, I guess. Okay, rate my dancing out of 10.
Okay, go.
I give up. I'm done.
If you do that in a club, you're like gonna break someone's nose and pour over several people's drinks. You can't do that in a club.
I feel like my facial expressions were too extreme as well.
Part of the problem is definitely your face. That's worse. If you do that, then everyone's just gonna think you're a serial killer. You have to have like a cool expression. Oh god,
this is getting worse.
Okay,
I'm gonna stop. Yeah.
Was it good?
It was.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So you gotta keep the arm movements within your own regional space. Yeah. Okay, no, it's too big. It's unorganized.
Sorry, that was good. I got too into it, guys.
Oh god, this is gonna be another one. This is gonna be another one that's an absolute mess.
They all are gonna be.
Can we use the excuse that we're hungover?
Yeah,
I'm
over,
not,
guys.
I'm
not. I am. My head hurts.
Kai's hungover.
Yeah.
And that's why.
My mum said she could tell that I was drunk during the Days and Confused. No, not the Die Hard episode.
That you were. What about me?
She said she could only tell because she knows me.
Yeah. Well, I could tell because you were loud.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing of you when you get drunk is you get loud and red in the face.
You can't see
and
that.
Yesterday you walked straight into the radiator and then said, I did that on purpose. And I was like, the fuck you did? And then you like, shut up.
I forgot I did that actually. Anyway.
Fine. Okay, lines. I have loads for lines today.
I don't have too many.
Actually,
I don't remember
okay,
how
I have
any
loads
of them. I don't remember how any of them I said. So
we're
going on a whim here, and you can correct me.
I won't remember many.
Yeah.
But this one I do remember how he says he has a monumental case of Mr. Floppy.
Was he wearing his Mr. Floppy shirt when he said
No, he didn't say it when he had his Mr. Floppy shirt.
Oh, I want the Misty Floppy shirt.
Well, you can get a Mr. Floppy shirt,
I'm gonna
but do
make a
you
Mr.
really
Floppy shirt.
want people to think you
I
have
don't have a dick.
People don't know that.
I know that.
People might think you have one, and then they'll think you have a Mr. Floppy.
That's fine by me.
In the club? You're in the
Yeah.
club, you're dancing in the club, you want people in the club to think you have a Mr. Floppy.
You think that people are going to go, oh, that idiot's wearing a Mr. Floppy shirt. Clearly, that he's promoting.
No, that idiot over there in the Mr. Floppy shirt clearly has erectile dysfunction.
Because he's promoting it right there.
I won't go and ask him.
No,
if
people
he
are going to
wants
go,
shag.
oh my god, that guy's got a Mr. Floppy shirt. He's either got erectile dysfunction or he's super cool, has watched Human Traffic, loves John Sim, and has cool style. And I think there's one clear answer to that.
Yeah,
and I
it's
think
that you have erectile dysfunction. It's that your Mr. is floppy. Okay?
I am Mr. Floppy.
And you want your Mr. to be
Not floppy.
pointing right up rigid at the ceiling. And
I think Mr. Floppy is a cool shirt.
I liked the shirt too.
And actually, speaking of shirts, there was
If we're being honest, I think you should get one.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it.
I just
Draw it. Draw Mr.
liked
Floppy.
imagining someone at the club being like, oh, can't approach him. Clearly he's not DTF.
No, Mr. Floppy, right? Big design. And then right in the small, in the corner, in brackets, is down to fuck. DTF, by the way.
So I was like, oh,
Is DTF BTW.
he has erectile dysfunction, but I guess he'll figure it out anyway. Somehow.
I really get everybody in the clubs. Multiple.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah. Oh, during that bit,
Yeah.
he's getting yelled at by two guys.
Yeah.
And they're both wearing 100% pure hetero shirts. And I also want that, because that's so funny as well.
Okay, you know what? What if someone thinks it's real?
We've just talked about it.
What if the lesbians in the club think my 100% hetero shirt
It's
is
okay.
real?
We'll hang out together.
What if
I'm
the
wearing my
bi
Mr.
girl-
Floppy.
And I'm wearing the 100% hetero.
And then they'll go, oh, that guy clearly hasn't got erectile dysfunction, so clearly that person isn't hetero.
Oh, that's your logic.
Yeah.
I think it would work more the other way around. That blue head freak is clearly not a heterosexual, so that person is clearly not got erectile dysfunction either.
Okay, well, either way, we're helping each other
Either way,
out.
we're helping each other, we're boosting each other.
Yeah.
And then, but why not just not wear the shirts?
Because they're funky. people will go. Those people.
Wait, I don't remember the 100%
style.
hetero shirts.
No.
Who's yelling at him?
Two guys in his like imagination, paranoia.
Yeah, but why were they yelling at him?
They were going like, "Oh, you have erectile dysfunction. You're gay because you don't like women." I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh. No, but he's wearing the Mr. Floppy shirt at work.
Yeah, and it's during that.
Oh, okay. I just remember him getting back shots from his boss. He's the counter and he gets back shots from his boss.
It's really. That was.
This episode is truly the worst one yet when it comes to. It's fine. All our material is rated E.
Yeah, it is.
Explicit. Oh my god, wait, I actually do want one of them.
Right? 100%.
I want it to be in pink.
Yeah.
I want it to be the lesbian flag.
Underneath the writing.
Underneath the right. Oh, it wouldn't be very readable. I didn't think about that.
Black edge around the words.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that works for me.
Sexy.
Okay. I got another word.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing notes.
I like when Moth... I don't remember... Oh, Moth's like selling to a girl and then she gives him something, I assume.
Mm.
And he says, "You really know how to make a man go moist."
Oh yes, I remember
That's
that.
disgusting.
Oh, that is gross.
I don't want to picture Moth going moist.
During Coop's song that he wrote for Lena, and he goes, "Fuck me up my ass."
Good for him.
And I love that because
He wants to experiment.
yeah, and I think that's okay.
This is so bad. How did we get here?
That is a line he says in the movie.
I know. I like the bit where he's... Oh, okay, this one's cute. But I don't know, it's. I think it's got a time skip, so do you have any more you want to talk about?
I have a couple. So, when Jip is trying to convince Lulu to come to the club thing.
Okay, well, that's the same spot mine's at. But
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know how much.
Say.
And then he goes, "All your best friends, they love you. They love you."
I love that bit. He goes, "Your best friends who love you, they love you. And they want you to be there."
Yeah, I love it. It's so sweet.
I think yours was probably better, though. He's like, "I have to get her a ticket and put a smile back on her face."
Yeah.
And he's talking about how, like, oh... Like, I love Lou because I'm not romantically interested in her, so it's so capable of being around her. And then he's like, "I got to get her a ticket and put a smile back on her face." Oh, and you're not romantically interested in her, you bellend. Like,
you love her.
Yeah, literally, you are in love. I love that bit.
I love. He's on the phone with Moth, right? And then they're talking.
He asks Moth if he has a ticket.
He's on the toilet and he's got his drink in his hand and he goes, "Nice one, bruv." Spills the drink and then goes, "Brother!"
I love that bit because, like, I think I wrote about that as well.
I love it.
Because... Oh, yeah, because, it's really funny. Because, no, he doesn't, he starts talking. He goes, like...
No, because they're both saying, like, "Nice one,
yeah,
bruv," to each other.
He goes, "Nice one, bruv." The other guy does. And then he goes,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes, "Nice one, brother!" Like, he spills first, and it's so funny because it seems to have character for Moth to, like, actually stop and care.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's only for, like, a second, but he kind of just goes, "Whoa."
"Brother!"
I
love that line, it's so funny.
I like when he's in the car, and I love this whole scene. He's in the car, and Coop jumps in through the window.
Yes.
And he's like, "Why can't you just go through the door like anyone else?" And he goes, "Because I'm not anyone else. Fool."
I wrote that down too. I love that line.
I just love that whole scene. I love how it's shot from the outside of the car and the lights look so good.
True. Yeah.
It's a great scene.
I like when Jip is having that argument with that guy, and then it's like a alternate version of what could have happened, and he just goes, "Die!" really angrily to him, and the other guys go, "Die!" And then
I love that whole scene. I like when he goes, absolutely crucifying as always, mate. It's Felix.
Oh, yeah.
Felix is the name of the guy who they don't really like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love that whole bit where it's like everything that they would actually say to each other because it's really accurate. He's like...
Oh, yeah. I love it, it's really good.
I hope you don't get into a car accident. You know, like...
Yeah. That, I like the alternate type thing. I like when they do that. Like the mixed match of like reality and their like mind and stuff. I think it works really well.
Well, yeah, for example, him getting back shots from his boss. Yeah. Because in real life, he didn't get back shots from his boss.
I hope
so,
not.
like, it's supposed to be, like, I guess, like, a gag, but it's just, like, a dollar dollar. This is a British film. It's just like a note over his mouth, or like a paycheck or something over his mouth.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to just be like
that's
stuck
so close
there.
to falling off, but he's just there.
It's just like bonk. He just like smacked it onto his face.
Yeah.
How's it staying up?
I don't even know.
And then the guy, you know, he does things. He does
for a long time. That lasted.
It's a long scene.
I'm like,
don't get me wrong. It's not really like it's not. It doesn't feel like vulgar.
No,
because they're both fully clothed.
Yeah, but
he doesn't look. He's just like.
I think got like a still. He's so close up to the camera, and he just looks so like.
Jip's really close up to the camera, and he looks like bored and tired. He doesn't look like you know, he's not like screaming. So it doesn't feel like inappropriate in a way.
It's just so
but
weird.
It is awkward. It's just like a really long
like,
scene.
God, this is gross. I don't know the context, maybe you can help me, but Moth says, "You're a bollocks."
I remember you mentioning it, but I don't remember why. I think you've gotten quite ahead of things that I had.
Really? I don't actually know where that came from. I was at my list.
It also says fucking cheese on toast bollocks.
I remember you saying that as well.
Yeah, it goes fucking cheese on toast bollocks. And I was just like, what? I want to start saying that. Fucking cheese on toast bollocks.
Fucking cheese on toast bollocks.
Cheese on toast bollocks. That's genius.
That is genius. I love cheese on toast.
I fuck with the cheese on toast bollocks. Yeah, that is one thing though, is that he's using cheese on toast as a negative. And I really fuck with cheese on toast.
Yeah.
And so I don't appreciate it being used as a negative.
I love them singing their new version of the national anthem. It's so funny.
I think it's very accurate.
It's amazing.
It's so accurate to how everybody feels in Britain, especially. I feel like... I think nowadays it's different because it's like, you know, there's Roman and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody is more separated, I think, than ever. Yeah. But I feel like Britain used to have a strong culture of having to be overly polite. Because, you know, like, we use X's and people from other countries don't typically use X's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, then what do you use in the sentence to not feel like you're being rude?
Yeah, true.
You know, if you're telling your mum, can you please get me toast?
You've got to put an XX.
You have to put an XX, otherwise you're a bitch.
Yeah, for real.
You know? If I was messing with my grandma, yeah, that's the thing, because with our friends we don't have the same need to be polite. But if I was messing like one of my grandparents, and I was like, it was good to see you, no X's, for some reason that feels menacing.
Right?
That feels menacing.
I like hold that guilt.
Yes.
Along with the national anthem thing though, I do like that the captions have the dot that bounces from each word and each syllable to sing along to. It was amazing, and I love that detail. No?
You did towards the end.
Yeah.
I could not.
No, I was too tired.
I like who they say who is the queen.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah.
Like, how do you not know that? She's already been the queen for quite a long time. Like, how long did she rule? Like 60-something years.
I don't know.
Nearly 70, I think.
Maybe.
Because she beat Victoria, who ruled for 64.
All right, nerd.
It's in horrible fucking histories, bro. I
haven't watched
for
it in so
64 years, you know. That's what she says at the end of the song. And that's why I thought that...
Will you sing me a horrible history song?
Which one? Which horrible history song?
I don't know.
I only know one anyway.
Sing that one then.
I forgot how it goes. It's the one about King Charles II.
Oh, yeah.
I love the people and the people love me so much that they restored the English monarchy. I'm part Scottish, French, Italian, a little bit Dane, but 100% party and I'm more champagne.
Champagne.
Anyway, okay. I think I got the lyrics wrong a little bit.
I love that man.
Okay.
Anyway.
I really...
Lyrics?
Wait, let's talk about lyrics. Let's talk about the lyrics of...
Oh, no.
Oh, you know what I was seeing the other day? You know Bruno Mars?
Oh, I do.
He did that song with that person from Blackpink.
Oh, I forgot.
Have you heard it?
Yeah.
It's like, don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me? And that bit is like, you know what? It's not my type of cup of the tea, but it's okay. And then it goes like, yeah, and I don't like it, and I feel bad because I saw a video of her talking about it and how it's like based off this game, this Korean game she plays, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. It sounds bad though.
I don't like that one.
That's
very
really,
much, but it's cool.
That's really, really nice. It's just not for me.
No. Anyway, I'm gonna say another line.
Okay. I was going to when you first said lyrics, and then we got confused and talked about lyrics.
You did that.
I want to talk about. I want to talk about Morph, please.
Can someone please help me? Oh. I said, Jip says about Coop, it's painful to see what he puts his head through.
I think it's probably about Nina.
Yes.
Probably.
It's jealousy.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Because he's saying, like, oh, because when they're in the club, when they're first in the club, he's like, oh, Coop thinks, like, that Nina's flirting with everyone, even his own friends.
Yeah.
And he ruins his own nights.
Yeah.
Over, like, being worried about Nina. So I think it probably is about Coop.
Yeah.
No, I know it's about Coop. It's probably about Nina.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about some things that were before.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's in before. Yeah. So, Moff is arguing with his dad because he phones a, freaky, that's the word I'm going to choose, freaky telephone line to freak, self-freak. And he's in the bathroom and he accidentally, because he's really, really high, obviously, because it's Moff, gets distracted and, like, talks about...
What was it? His
aspirations and goals in life.
Yeah.
And then he finds out that it was accidentally a telephone call to, I feel like it was Taiwan?
Yes.
Somewhere far away. And his dad's like, who the fuck are you talking to? And it was like 150 quid, the telephone call. And so he's arguing with his dad. And then his dad's like, you need a job. And he's like, I'm unemployed full time. I don't have enough hours in the day. That's me.
That's real.
Because I kind of understand what he means, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm unemployed full time. I spent all my time trying to think of things to do because I'm unemployed.
Exactly.
And
that takes a lot of effort and time and work.
Yes, I spent all my time filling my time.
I can't fill it with more time, or else I'll run out of time.
And there's only so many hours in the day. Let's talk about lines.
Okay. Yeah, lines. Okay. Some random guy said to somebody, when you were twit in your father's nutsack.
I thought you said twist.
Twit. He said twit. Because I was like, twit?
Okay.
And he said twit.
What do you mean you were like twit? If you never heard someone call someone a twit? My dad used to call me a twit.
When you were twit. It was like a...
He said you were A. No. He did. He said you were A, because I thought he said you were a twist. So he definitely said A.
Okay. When you were a twit in your father's nutsack. I think that is a good insult. I like that.
I like the insult twit. It's just like the less rude version of the word that you know. I don't know. There's only so many times we should swear in an episode, and I need to fit a lot more in still, based on what happens in this movie.
You don't have to swear.
Twit is the more PG version of twat, and I like that.
You don't have to swear if you don't want to.
Well, you made me feel pressured to swear.
No, you don't have to
You made me feel pressured. You made me feel judged and weird for not wishing to.
confused.
You made me feel judged for not wishing to swear, and so now I'll just swear as much as I fucking want, okay? Oh, I didn't like that. It sounded unnatural coming out of my mouth.
You do that.
I will.
Right, anyway.
Thank you, bitch face. That one felt less unnatural.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it did.
I'm sure it did.
I like when he says Moff's talking to some random fucking guy.
Yeah.
And they spend like what appears to be hours and hours and hours. Stop! They appear to spend hours and hours and hours talking about Star Wars and how it's about drugs.
Yeah.
And I really like it. He goes, what was Jabba smoking in that big glass pipe? You know it was opium. But he goes like, you know.
No, you know.
And the other guy's like, yes, man, yes.
I've run out of lines.
I've not. So I'm going to talk about the rest of mine. This is really mean, but I really love the bit where he's like, I just love the whole scene where they're either we're under a glass table or we're like the inside of a mirror. But and he's cutting lines on the table while Coop is, sorry, I don't ever specify. Coop is cutting lines on the table. Wow, you'd be good at it, I guess. Woo! I wouldn't know. It looks like it though.
I'm using 2 cards here.
He's efficient.
Yeah.
Although that doesn't seem efficient.
Squeeze them together.
If you were doing 2 at once.
Okay.
Do 2 at once, yeah. It seemed like you were just doing 1.
I was.
Yeah, that's not efficient. You're just wasting. Yeah, get it. Woohoo! Okay. Anyway, and like Jip's like rolling a pen around, I guess, but maybe it's like the straw they can use. I don't know. But this is so mean. Coop is talking about how he's really worried about his dad, and then he goes, he thinks I'm 2 identical twins pretending to be the same person.
What?
How do you come to that conclusion?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
wow, this person is coming to visit me. It must be 2 people.
who are pretending to be one.
Why would they pretend to be one?
I don't know.
I understand pretending to be one another.
Yeah.
But why would you pretend to be one person?
Yeah, why are 2 people going in there? But he said it like, he said that they called him, that he called him something. Like it was like a off chance, like sometimes he calls me that. It's like sometimes he knows that it's him, it's Coop.
And sometimes he thinks it's his identical twin that's pretending to be Coop.
Yeah, but of course...
I feel bad because I understand that dad is crazy, but that is just so funny to me. When I first heard it, my brain was like, what the fuck? How do you come to the conclusion that somebody is 2 identical
That must be terrifying
twins?
though. Imagine if I thought...
If you
that
thought
people were coming to visit me and it was 2 people trying to pretend to be one person, I'd be like, why are they doing this to me?
I'd be like, but well, no, he doesn't seem sad about it. He likes Coop.
No, I know, but that's what my
If it
reaction
was
would
me,
be.
I'd be like, well, I don't remember what I've told which one, so I'd just be repeating. I repeat stories anyway.
That's
Let
true.
alone if I thought it was 2 different people.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're just gonna get real sick of me real fast.
They will stop visiting.
Yeah, I feel you might be right.
I'm kidding.
On the same scene, I really like where Jip's like, Socrates. He's like trying to think, and he's like, oh yeah, you know that really smart guy, Socrates, and literally the subtitles say like soccer, like football, and then TEES.
Yeah.
Socrates, man. They all think, Socrates, man, you're off your tits. They thought he was crazy. But really, he was so smart, and that's his like explanation as to why maybe actually Coop's dad is really smart, and they should be listening to him. But he knows that Coop's not 2 identical twins pretending to be one. So how can he think that his dad's correct?
Because he's like all like...
Yeah, he's like, oh, we should be putting him in Parliament. Put him in the big chair. Listen to him.
Yeah.
It's not just like one person in that people listen to. I guess there kind of is, actually. I went in the Parliament building once.
Did I?
Oh, yeah, we sat next to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Forgot about that, did you?
For a second, yeah.
Thanks.
I think I have one more. I have one more line left.
Yes.
I like at the end. Jip says to Moth, "The only reason you are off the drugs is because you've had them all." I think it's really funny.
True. He doesn't say it like that though, does he?
He's like, the only reason you're off the drugs is because you've already had them all.
Oh, I thought he says it in a different way.
In what way?
I thought he said something that's implying
Oh,
that.
okay, you mean like actually worded?
Yeah.
No, he says it exactly like that.
Oh.
I wrote it down immediately.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you want to talk about scenes?
Yeah.
I like Coop's montage at the beginning, and he's like playing hip hop music, and he's just like really violently pointing at the screen. He's like really close to it, and he just keeps going like point, 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 and then yeah, it's a good scene.
Not like that.
No, not like accusingly. He's like dancing.
Okay.
He's like wee, but he dances by pointing.
I said the montages reminded me of This Is England because the beginning one specifically. The rest of them kind of just the whole vibe of the film reminds me of Trainspotting.
Where they're raving and.
But it's like a mixture of different things, like people banging on the gates when the credits coming in.
There's raves and riots.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else, is there?
I don't know, I can't remember.
But it's just like big club parties and raves, and then there's like riots with the police.
Which is exactly what.
Which are all in black and white. All the riots are in black and white.
Yeah, that's exactly what This Is England stuff is like.
I've not watched This Is England, but I do think it's interesting that like all the.
Wish we did this movie in film studies.
It's interesting that it would have been uncomfortable to do this movie in film studies.
Why?
How much have we talked about?
Bro, I had to watch a 2-minute sex scene with my whole class.
Okay, that's a bit orcs.
It was orcs. No one was laughing. I was like, guys, you've got to laugh to make it not awkward, please.
No, because it's people are serious about movies. Although people in your class have terrible opinions. Actually, can we briefly talk about this, please? I have to.
Yeah, okay.
I have to. Okay, so both of our favourite movies in this world is Memento.
I love it. I think it's
right?
really good.
Critically acclaimed film, Memento.
Yeah.
His film class don't like it.
Yeah. I don't really know. Maybe some people do, not everyone spoke. But seemingly...
The class decision was that it was bad.
It was pretty bad. It was like it's okay, but there's way, way better films. So many, most aren't better, sort of thing.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that sentiment.
No.
Don't get me wrong, it's not in my top 4.
No.
But it's a great
good movie.
film. And
it was a range of
it was in my top 4.
1 to 3 stars on Letterboxd.
When I first watched it,
It was, yeah.
it's like, there's certain movies and you watch them, and when you watch them, you think this is the best film ever, and then you watch a few more movies and you're like, okay, maybe it's not.
Yeah.
And it was one of those for me.
Yeah.
So I don't see how you can watch it and straight away be like,
It genuinely was,
because
on
I think-
Letterboxd, a range of 1 to 3 stars. And 3 is the highest I saw.
it's like at the
Out of people I
time,
have on Letterboxd.
one of the only like big movies like that I think I'd really watched at the time was like Fight Club.
Yeah.
And so I was in my Fight Club is one of the best movies of all time. And then I watched Memento.
I do love Memento, it's really
I
good.
genuinely think it's a really good film. It's still, you watch other movies and you realise it's not the best film in the world, but I liked it. It's like kind of fun.
But it's...
That was the most I've ever probably pressed pause when we watch a movie. It's the second time I watched Memento, the first time we watched it, because I was just like, oh my god, I need to talk about this. I forgot about this.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
It is amazing. It's such a good...
But we're supposed to be talking about...
I actually don't know how long we started talking about Memento for.
We really like Memento. You should go watch that film. We could do an episode about Memento, but we have both watched it a couple times. But we could.
We could talk about it a lot. We just
could
did
talk about it a lot.
Yeah. So
I love him.
real.
I don't know his name. I can't remember. It's like Leonard. No, that's his character's name.
Character's name's Leonard. Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce. Hopefully he's not controversial.
I don't know him in anything else really.
I don't know him in anything else that really... he seems like he should have other roles. He's really good.
Yeah.
Probably,
Anyway,
okay.
human traffic.
Human traffic. Let's talk about... I like the phone call between Jip and Lou. They're so cute.
Huh?
The phone call between Jip and Lou at the beginning when he's telling her that he's got her a ticket.
Yeah, true.
And they're like both gushing. And what do you have?
Yeah.
Ow!
What was that noise?
That was my ankles.
It cracked. That was disgusting. What is wrong with your ankles?
You're telling me that on my body I felt it. Oh, wait.
Ooh.
Oh, that was only one. Oh, second one. Oh, I can't. I thought they'd all go. You can only do one.
I can only do one. Oh, I actually can't.
Normally mine can all go bronk.
No, I can't do them all at the same time.
I can. Usually. I can't prove
Enjoy
it.
the clicks, guys. We're like an ASMR channel too. Channel. Podcast.
You cannot do ASMR. There's nothing satisfying about the creaking of that chair. Don't do that again. I told you off last time. Oh, stop it! That's the thing. I actually, now I'm thinking about it, I didn't even notice when I was listening back the bit.
Really?
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it good?
In Die Hard?
Yeah.
We literally talk about it in the podcast.
You go and I go stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
but,
podcast.
yeah, but I don't remember listening to it.
When I listened back.
Yeah.
When they posted, I heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did it come out good? I don't remember. No.
Not really.
What?
You can hear it a little bit, but not really.
Really? Because when I was editing it, I could hear it so clear.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really remember. Anyway. Okay, I can't remember what was happening in the scene, but I just want to like an honorary mention to either Lulu's or Nina's bedroom.
I think it's probably...
I think it's Nina's. I think it's
probably Nina's because I think
we've seen Lulu's bedroom.
we're either in Lulu's
Oh, maybe not actually.
or at the end, we're either
Yeah.
in Lulu's or Jip's.
Well, I was thinking because we see Lulu on the phone with Jip, and I assume she's in her room when that happens.
And it's not there.
And I don't think it looks the same. So I think it's Nina's room. But either way, the room they're in at the beginning, they're both talking
I know
about
what you
how
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the decoration. It's
Oh, yeah,
a
it's
mess,
really
but I
nice.
love it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it reminds me of angel hair that you put on like Christmas trees.
You know I love
I know, that's what I was thinking of
No
it.
one loves angel hair the way I love angel hair. Every year my siblings are like, that is enough. Stop putting it on the tree. Every year it looks ugly and I'm like, this is my angel hair! Stop fucking throwing it about. I wish my hair was angel hair. Do you think it looked good? Blue angel hair?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It would be very reflective. I actually don't have that many scenes early movie, so...
My next one is...
Mine are all after they got into the club.
I like when they're in the bar before they go to club, like the student bar.
Yeah.
And she sucks in her smoke rings backwards.
Oh, yes.
I
do have
really like
actually.
that scene. It looks really good.
It is interesting. I was confused
Like,
by it to begin with, but I like it. I said that I said man constantly breaking the fourth wall. Man, I mean Jip.
You mean Jip?
And I love it. I actually love it.
Yeah, but why did you put man? You know Jip.
I don't know.
Personally, he's your friend.
He's my friend. I wish.
I like...
Okay, have a scene if you're...
I was going to say when they're first at the club. So if yours is before that,
no,
you can mention it.
Oh, yes it is.
Then mention it.
It's before they get into the club.
Then say your stuff.
Maybe the same as yours.
Well, I doubt it.
When he goes to go talk to Pablo Hassan. Okay. He goes in, and it's from a really high angle of him.
It makes him look tiny.
It makes him look so tiny and like a little kid. And then when he starts, he's on the phone. He's pretending to be on the phone with...
And it's like
an editor guy or whatever.
Nan.
And it says like, yeah, Nan or whatever. And he's like talking random to her, and she's like, what are you on about? And then... all the people are stood behind him watching over his shoulders.
And he's like, oh.
He's like, and then he's freaking out. But he manages it, somehow.
Good for him.
Everyone's
shouting him. Everyone's like, don't go and talk to Pablo Hassan. And Moff's like, you do it, lad. Go in there, go talk to Pablo Hassan. Do you think it was a good impression? You don't know.
I don't remember him yelling that much, but yeah.
That's how he sounds. He's like, yo.
I feel like our visions of Moff are completely different.
That's how he sounds.
Go on.
I was gonna say when they first get in the club. The club. And the man comes in, the fax man, to talk about how people's homies, are shifting pocket ease, I think he says.
I don't know. I love
Not quite certain, but he keeps saying the homies, and then he stops talking and he just goes like, no one can hear my dance. Okay, wait. He's like slightly bobbling his head to start with, just like really slightly, and his face is completely still. He's kind of like moving around to the beat, and then all of a sudden he just lets go and he's like raving.
He goes like this with his arm.
And then everybody's kind of, it's like you in the club impression.
It's me in the club impression.
And everyone's kind of
10 times.
Just like having a good time, but it's just really funny. And
I love that scene.
I would like to mention that somebody that we have not mentioned so far.
Who?
Who's important.
Who?
The brother.
Oh my god, I forgot about the brother.
Nina's brother.
I forgot about the brother.
He's like a little nerd 17-year-old who's like, all these people want me to do my first drugs tonight.
We literally watched it this morning. I forgot about the
I'm
brother.
scared. I don't want to do drugs. They all want me to do my first drugs. And he's like imagining, there's like a scene where he's with Jip, and Jip's kind of being like, yeah, see, everyone will tell you that you're going to die, but you're more likely to die from all these other things. I think he says choking on a cabbage leaf.
Does he?
But then there's like a teacher and he's like, your penis will shrivel up. And it's like, oh, okay.
Oh no.
Maybe I won't do the drugs.
I forgot about the brother.
Yeah, and then eventually, obviously, he goes off with the real druggies.
Yeah.
Because he's gotten sick of Nina's friends. Boo!
That is a boo. Nina's friends are great.
No, I meant boo Nina's friends, but... Only because I'm from the brother's point of view.
Well, I'm booing the brother.
That's fine by me. I don't care.
Boo!
Care much for the brother. I was also going to mention briefly another character we forgot, which is Jip's mother. She's a prostitute. And she's like, there's chocolates in the cupboard, love.
And they're like heart-shaped. A heart-shaped box that she's got from her whoever.
Heart-shaped box.
Date.
That wasn't heart-shaped box, was it? I'm in my cocoon of think. It's not working. No thinks.
Oh, your cocoon of think.
Do you like it? It's colourful.
I can see your ponytail popping out.
It's not a ponytail.
Your bun popping out.
Thank you. Fuck you. It's not a ponytail. Anyway, sorry.
I like the scene where these two guys are having an argument. This might actually be the house party. Have you got stuff in the club? Probably.
That's a good
I'm
question.
gonna shut up.
I love that I just wanted to bring up his mum, but we didn't say anything. We didn't say anything.
No, we did. About the heart-shaped box.
Yes, no, okay, I do have something really important in the club.
Okay.
There's like a scene where that guy, I think he's called Felix, that he doesn't like, that he had the discussion with earlier. And the girl that Moff sold drugs to right at the beginning, and they're sat on a sofa in the back of the club, and they're having a discussion on how all the fun's been taken out of ecstasy, because people won't just like release their inhibitions and have fun anymore. And they're just like talking about like how everybody is like too pretentious and they won't just have fun and do what they want.
Yeah.
While they are sitting bitching in the back of the club, and someone sits on the same sofa as them, and they get so angry. They're like,
no.
Dude, watch out! What are you doing? And
Go
it's
away.
like, you're sat in the corner, not talking to anyone, not dancing, not having fun, and this is the conversation you're having. I love that bit. It's so funny.
Yeah. Actually, I was thinking of just one that when the reporter comes in and Nina and Lulu like go up and they're like, oh, can we interview you about like the party life? And then they just take the piss out of her because she says, oh, are you, what did she say?
She goes, do you take ecstasy?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, actually we just shoot up heroin.
Just before we go out.
We shoot up heroin and then we walk around the club.
Yeah.
And then she's like, And they're like, yeah.
We saw it in Trainspotting, and then
yeah, and then they're like, oh, we actually have to go. We're late for our next hit. Bye, Mum. Iconic.
I love it. It's actually
icons.
amazing.
I love them, especially because they were taking ecstasy. That just makes it funnier.
Yeah. Anything else in the club?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna say my house party then. They go to a house party.
Yes.
And then there's two guys. I think they're having an argument. I'm not 100% sure, but Jip, in his narration, is talking about paranoia and shit. And these two guys having an argument, and it's just him and Coop jumping in circles around these two guys, just like skipping around, looking at the camera, skipping around.
It's not about paranoia. Well, I guess it kind of was. It was like, oh yeah, it was. It was the two people discussing how they like felt like they were like arguing about feeling like the other person was after them, or something, or like
like
you know, not being nice to them and stuff. And they're literally like, they're like arguing and they're just like jumping around in circles.
Yeah,
like,
smiling and laughing. Just I'm like, how? This is what one of the scenes I was like, you know, I said to you, I was like, even though this film doesn't give off the vibe, part of it was like, oh, it felt like some of them were going to be real or some confusing thing like that wouldn't have made sense. But
you
it
thought
felt
that
like
was going to be a big twist?
I thought it was going to be a big twist.
I didn't, but I see what you mean.
That was one of the scenes. I was like, how are these two guys just watching them jump around them in
because
circles?
some things that happen aren't real.
Yeah, and I get that
that's
now.
not real.
Yeah,
but well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know. Maybe that is a real part. Maybe
probably not.
But I think like obviously some parts aren't real, but I think all the characters. Are real.
No, they are. They definitely are. I was just
plot
like,
twist. He's hallucinating Lulu, and he still has erectile dysfunction.
yeah, real. That's
And
just
he's
how it ended.
Coop.
It ended too happy.
Coop, I had sex with our friend Lulu, and it was so good, and I made her do a big orgasm. And Coop's like, "Yeah, buddy, of course you did.
Well
Let's
done,
get
mate.
you to my dad." You know?
Yeah, it felt like it was gonna weirdly go in that direction. I'm glad it didn't. That would have made it like I don't think that would have been good.
No, I don't think it's that kind of movie.
Yeah.
I like movies like that sometimes. I do like to watch movies sometimes where they're just like absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's one of those.
Yeah.
Basically.
Definitely.
Have you ever watched oh my god, I can't remember what it's called, but you know John Waters, he's the guy who did Cry Baby.
Mhm.
And all his other Cry Baby's the most tame of all his movies, basically.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
And we watched this one, which was another one of his most tame ones, but it has Johnny Knoxville.
Oh yeah.
Is the main character.
You told me.
I
about
love
it,
that man. And it's just like Johnny Knoxville leading like a sex cult.
I want to watch that.
We should watch it because it was a really good film.
Yeah, that sounds.
I love Johnny Knoxville with all my heart.
Yes, bro. I actually think I have one more scene, but it's right at the end. So.
Okay, well then I'd like to talk quickly about the scene. I like the joint politics scene.
Oh my god!
About
Yeah.
joint politics, and they're all on the sofa, and you know. They're both on each side. One of them's the guy's friend, so he wants to pass to him. But the other guys started the conversation first. So he feels like he has to pass to him.
Yeah.
So they're like
So it's
kind of
little back and forth.
Little back and forth trying to keep
Competition.
up. Yeah. They're trying to keep up a constant conversation just to win the approval of the guy in the middle, who really is only going to go with who he feels like he socially has to, until his girl shows up behind him. Secret intercept. Asks for it like a civilized normal person.
Yeah.
And gets it.
I'm happy.
Secret intercept.
Yeah.
And
then it just zooms out of that whole.
And it was just like a weird bit that there's like a random like haunted house looking motherfucker talking about that whole bit. It's so strange.
TV show.
I love that bit.
Weird. I loved it though. It was great. It was actually amazing. I forgot about that scene.
Yeah, it's really good. That's it for me. I mean, there's a few things I'd like to mention. I don't know.
Okay, well, I like the scene where kind of like the whole like moth in his house.
At the end?
At the
yeah.
end.
Oh
so,
my
like,
gosh, it's such a good
gets
scene.
caught masturbating, which was hilarious.
Oh, poor moth.
His mum laughing outside the door is
I love
the
that
best
his mum
part.
is like, she literally doesn't care, but it's like the last straw for him.
And he's like wandering around with a fucking like full on boner, and he's just
biggest boner I've ever seen, Loki, like sticking out from his,
and then he's just like
sticking out ridiculously far from his body, and he's like
pacing around like, oh my god, and then he goes downstairs and has dinner with them at the dinner table, and their table's huge, and they're all spread so far apart.
It's just the way that, like, you know, he was already having a breakdown from it, but he was like, this is my final straw. My mum saw me having a wank, and that is my final straw on this earth. And I'm done with drugs.
I'm done. I've got it.
I'm off the drugs because I thought it was a good. But what do the drugs have to do with him wanting to wank, though?
It was kind of, he set up a mirror and everything.
It was strange. I don't.
Set up a mirror in his corner. What was he looking at?
Well, like a magazine.
I guess, but it was
like
like
a
a weird
dirty
magazine. I don't think it was
a porn one.
Probably was, but
what else would it be?
I thought he pulled out something weird. That it just
something
made the whole
weird.
Thing.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Maybe he was wearing a Star Wars shirt at the dinner table.
Yeah, he was. I don't know.
He likes Star Wars. Good for Moth.
And then he starts repeating, like he has like a remote, and he's repeating his parents' words.
Well, to be fair, I would be too. His mum's like, "Oh, the people doing those drugs, like they haven't been raised properly." And it's like, what does that say about you?
Yeah, literally, because he is doing them drugs.
He's doing a lot of them drugs. He's doing drugs for Britain.
Really? Yeah.
Like, seriously, if you think that there's not something wrong with him, you have issues.
Yeah, really. I do love it though. It is incredible.
And I like the scene where he's just like, it's just that he has like a huge breakdown supposedly, but it only lasts like a day. Yeah. But he's like staggering through the streets.
It was a rough time.
Like in a coat, just from his house to the pub. But it makes it seem like he's like been wandering around for days. He's like homeless or something. But it's actually just him walking from his house to the pub. Which is also really funny because Moth is clearly like his family's clearly like very rich.
Yeah.
So I think that makes it just like funnier that he's so like
true,
absolutely insane.
He had a hard time.
Well, he did a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
And his dad, or possibly dad, whoever is in his house, seems a bit mean, I guess. But to be fair, if I spent that much money on a phone call, I would expect a bit of a telling off.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I'd be going over and telling myself off and be like, I'm sorry, I just spent £145 on this phone call that I didn't mean to do.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Please never let me near the phone again. That would be me.
I cannot be trusted, clearly.
Exactly, that would be me. My mindset.
Yeah.
Do I look like a granny? Wait.
Yeah.
Do you see the vision? Is it giving Little Red Riding Hood?
No.
Why?
It's giving Granny, though.
Why isn't it giving Little Red Riding Hood?
Because your blanket's not red.
What, is it giving Little Riding Hood?
No. It's giving Granny.
Little colourful Riding Hood?
No.
Little lesbian Riding Hood?
No.
I'm trying so hard here, please.
Granny. Old Granny.
Ugh.
It's because you have a bonnet and it's making a bump at the top of your head and it looks like a Granny hood.
With a, what, like a head tuber? Why would the granny have a bump on the head?
With the bun.
Oh, with a bun. Okay, not a head
Have your hair down, you probably look like little rotting...
little rotting bitch. little
Riding Hood. Little Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding bitch.
Bitch. I'm done with my notes.
Okay, I'm not.
Go ahead.
I have a few more notes. I wanted to talk about how it's really saturated.
Yes,
I like
true,
that. Not all the time. Sometimes it's really undersaturated.
But when it is, the colours are really...
The
at the beginning, when the
raves.
shop, in the raves, and then when they're in their little shops and stuff, all the colours are really saturated.
Yeah,
like, where they work.
When Coop's at his record store.
And when Nina's at her work. Oh my god, actually.
Yeah.
Character I need to mention.
Yeah.
That I didn't. The sweaty man.
Ooh, we have to talk about the sweaty man.
I forgot about the sweaty man until this
like
right
the
moment.
Sweaty man.
He swapped between his shoulder and then like lick.
It's like dribbling his whole face.
Yeah.
He's not even like sweaty. He's just like shimmery. He looks like a cat puked him out.
Yeah, it's really gross.
You know what I mean?
It's really
his
gross.
entire body is wet in a way that like sweat does not do.
Soaked.
Yeah, he looks like he's been sicked out of something.
Yeah, it looks slimy.
Yeah, he looks like he's been like dropped through a giant tub of like Vaseline and come out the other side, and he's like
disgusting,
being inappropriate.
It's awful.
It's just funny because it's kind of like, it's one of the scenes where obviously it's supposed to be like, that's not how it was really happening.
Yeah.
But I like how the things he said seemed to be the real things he was saying.
Yeah.
The things he was saying were just like microaggression. You know, it seemed to be the real things he was saying.
Yeah.
But then the actions of him were supposed to be like, this is what he's saying implies. I thought it was a really interesting way of doing, like, the fact that he's being, like, misogynistic and obviously, like, gross.
Yeah.
But, like, he's saying things that don't sound that bad if he was being normal. But it's being like, look, this is what he means when he says that.
This is what he means.
This
also,
is
like, this is how Nina feels.
Yeah.
When he's doing it.
Exactly. And I think it's really well done.
Really
I think it's one of the, like...
I think this film does that sort of thing really well. It goes into how they feel.
Like, more serious situations it handles with, like, making it funny, but also you're kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're like, that was funny, maybe, but like, and I understand that that's how I would feel in that situation too, you know?
Yeah,
even, like, I think they deal with more serious things well.
Yeah.
Because they don't try and make it serious all of a sudden out of nowhere and not make sense. Like, it is still funny.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? I put... the wardrobe's really good. I really like, especially like Lulu's clothes. She wears like Lulu's hair.
Oh, it looks so
I love
good.
her hair, but I love her purple jumpsuit.
Yes.
And I really like all of Jip's outfits.
True.
I like his
style.
I like his like big shirts.
Yeah, true. Like his Mr. Floppy shirt. I will mention it as well.
And I like Moth's like tracksuits.
Yes.
Very of the time, like a full blue tracksuit.
It's just great.
I like the way the characters interact with the camera. They're always really close.
Yes, definitely.
They're always really close to the camera. They're always like when it goes through the party and he's like, "Look, we're good." Even though they don't typically break the fourth wall,
he does.
I almost said first wall. Yeah, he talks to, but also still like. But the way that when they go into the party, everyone's like, "Come on, we're going in the party." Yeah. Like you're a person.
Like the house party.
Whereas when he breaks the fourth wall before, it doesn't feel like he's talking to a person. It feels like he's talking to himself.
Yeah.
Whereas then they're talking to you like you're a person who's at the party with them. And it's kind of the first time in the movie you feel like that. I like the slow-mo / speed up in one of the scenes. I think it is when Nina leaves her work, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And she's in slow motion, but everything around her speeding up, like all the people doing work.
It swaps between her walking out, slow motion, and it cutting between all the workers.
Working like really fast. Like working really fast.
And it pans across.
That bit's really good.
That bit is really good.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I just have a couple of things that are to do with, like, film stuff. But I really like when everyone's on their come down and a guy's trying to light a cigarette, but you don't know that yet. It's focused on Moth on his come down. Like, awkwardly stood by the person that he's been talking to about Star Wars for the past, like, 9 hours, probably. And there's just a really loud, like, click, 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 and it's, like, really loud. And then it pans around, and it's a guy trying to light a cigarette.
Yeah.
And you never would have guessed that's what the noise is, and I think that bit's really good, too, because it's kind of, like,
definitely
how they feel on the come down. It's
everything about it. The, like, representation of them in the car as well, after the, like, come down.
Yeah, and they're, like, awkward.
Just, like, everyone is tired and they're just like wanting to not talk and just be by themselves.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I love that like Nina's in the middle and her little brother's like leaning on her shoulder like this and she just looks so fed up. She's like, yeah, well at least you're not gone off with those the white redheads, but yeah. I have one last note. I really like I feel bad for Moth when they're all sat around talking and it's like when Moth realises he's done with drugs, like he really wants to get a word in to the conversation, but he doesn't know how because they're all like making no sense. Like he's on a come down and they're all clearly like still at least a bit high. Yeah. And they're like laughing and joking and saying things that clearly don't make any sense and he's like trying to get a word and he's like grinning but like also looks really sad. It's like he gets an idea for what they're saying but then they move on to something else and so he's like and I'm like oh yeah, true. And then he sees himself on the sofa and it's like sad. The CGI on the sofa was horrendous but it was great. I really liked that movie. Too? I mean, I have in the past too. I really enjoyed it. I liked it again. So, my rating is old, but we can still... Go ahead. Letterboxd. What? How do I see my review? Show your activity. Okay, so I gave it 4.5 stars. Okay. And I put
which is quite high, I'm thinking now, but either way, I gave it 4.5 stars, and I wrote Britain 101.
Okay, well, I gave it 5 stars.
Oh, fair enough then.
And a like. I love this
Okay,
movie. I really, really enjoyed watching it. And I just said that I need the Mr. Floppy shirt.
Mr. Floppy.
This is my mental note to myself.
It's just like...
Not mental note. Physical, on my phone note to myself. That I need to get that shirt.
Honestly, to me, this film is like... It's just the British version and the 90s version of Dazed and Confused. Because obviously, the British version of Dazed and Confused would be ruder, less happy.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's a bit more chaotic, but that literally just could the British version.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like it is honestly just the British version.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, well, I really like the movie.
I really liked the movie too. I'm glad you liked the movie. I think we're done.
Oh, yeah.
This is a decent length.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a lot to cut out this time.
Yeah.
We said lots of things by accident. Well, I hope that some people who made it this far enjoyed. We appreciate you.
It will be bearable when we get there.
We appreciate you. We love you. We're going to improve. Feel free to comment any movies we should do.
Feel free to give us feedback.
Follow us, but not mean feedback.
No.
If I say that, we'll get mean feedback, actually.
Constructive.
Yeah, we take... Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll take constructive feedback well. And follow GRZLY Inc.
Instagram.
Follow
our Letterboxd.
People were 50-50 on whether or not... The people of the world are 50-50 on whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas film.
So, that's nice.
That's nice. This is after Christmas now, but we're recording it before Christmas, so I hope everyone had a good Christmas.
Even though we don't even know if we've had a good Christmas yet.
I'm sure I did. Something has to
I'm smiling at them.
Stop smiling and putting your thumbs up at the computer. Not even like at the microphone or anything, just like at the computer. That doesn't make... No.
That's my high five.
Oh, but...
High five.
Oh, don't hit my expensive microphone.
High five.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.